I love it when songs tell a story because it's like you're consuming a little audio movie, but the formulation of all the pictures come from your own imagination. Therefore, there are so many possibilities. This love takes me back to Eleanor Rigby from the Yellow Submarine album by the Beatles, wherein I first heard it on an early high school bus ride, wherein I appreciated the weird and playful storytelling of the song, with the characters of Eleanor Rigby and Father Mackenzie living out scenes in a little movie that was produced by my mind. From that day on, I always enjoyed those songs with stories. Therefore, I have to thank my friend Joseph from 7th grade for introducing me to Eleanor Rigby, or overall introducing me to the Beatles when we were like 14. With the songs like Eleanor Rigby, I already know what the story is about because the lyrics give us a pretty clear narrative of it. But when it comes to songs that are just mostly instrumentals, you shall have a different audio movie experience. Another artist that I like to make my little audio movies out of is Sonic Youth, and I would describe such experiences as way more exciting than audio movies from Beatles songs. When it comes to Sonic Youth, most tracks are rocking, abstract, alien, and edgy instrumentals, wherein guitar effects are utilized like crazy, giving you an extremely blank slate to formulate an audio movie. Basically, you are given a title of a song and you have to formulate your own story out of that, and the events of the story must be based on whatever you hear in the track. This may be how Thurston Moore or Kim Gordon is singing the song, what sounds the guitar or other instruments may be mimicking, the minimal lyrics in the track, or whatever else you hear. Whatever it is, there is no clear story to formulate into the movie because everything is so abstract, and it's up to the imagination of the listener to come up with the movie. Most likely, there will be different interpretations, but why not, right? I've been coming up with different audio movies during my Sonic Youth / Thurston Moore listening sessions, but today I'd like to talk about one of my favorite ones, and this is regarding the awesome and edgy Sonic Youth track called Freezer Burn / I Wanna Be Your Dog from the album called Confusion is Sex. My interpretation of the track, which I have formulated into a little audio movie that I only see in my imagination, is a story about a victim in a horror scene, preferably a woman, because I imagined the horror scene to be in the genre of gory 80s monster horror, wherein the famous victims are always women that just scream and scream like crazy. Why 80s horror? Well, I just felt it. During the Freezer Burn section of the track, also known as the part wherein it is pure abstract instrumental, I imagined the woman to be walking through a really cheesy haunted house, one that gives a vibe that is similar to Tim Burton's Beetlejuice, maybe even Wes Craven's A Nightmare on Elm Street, fearfully exploring it and looking around, awaiting something to jump out and scare her heart out. That scenery came to mind, especially because of the really cold and creepy instrumental, probably why Freezer Burn is the title. It really makes you see the fearful woman walking around, afraid to open any door in the haunted house. Now when the I Wanna Be Your Dog part of the song comes in a manner that jump scares the listener, because of how sudden it is with Kim Gordon singing like crazy, my imagination suddenly produces a scene wherein there is some sort of sick-looking, freaky and gory monster beast with a creepy and disturbing voice suddenly jumping out to slash the fearful girl victim, allowing this woman to scream her heart out in ultimate fear. Nothing about the title of the tracks section really relates to the situation that my imagination came up with, other than the concept of a dog and a beast being related, arguably, but Kim Gordon's manner of singing is really what inspired the concept. Anyway, given the situation, the woman runs around the haunted house in great fear as the monster chases her. With that, I'd like the movie to end in an open-ended way, wherein we do not see whether this woman gets slashed or not. The thing is, when it comes to these audio movies, the story for me doesn't have to really be that great or conceptualized in a very well manner, because I only have it to enjoy the song even more. Therefore, I have no problem leaving this one open-ended. So I guess that is gonna be that. Freezer Burn / I Wanna Be Your Dog, to me, is about a woman being slashed in a super cheesy haunted house. I don't know if you, as a listener, would come up with the same thing during the first listen, but that's just me and my imagination. Thanks to the very blank slate that Sonic Youth provided for us in that track, there are so many possibilities as to what that track is about, allowing us imaginers to come up with so many different cool things. When it comes to making these audio movies, having one with Freezer Burn slash I Wanna Be Your Dog was really an enjoyable experience that I play in my mind over and over again whenever I listen to the track, and I have fun every time. I personally have done these personal audio movies for so many songs already, but I guess I could say that one of the best ones was for this track. Therefore, I just had to express it all on paper because before I forget about it. Because these audio movies may be forgotten by my mind in the future, especially because we live in a society wherein we think about and deal with so many different things every day, wherein we cannot remember everything due to all the things that pass by our minds, whether it's school, work, our hobbies, personal relationships, etc. Anyway, that's the story of my Sonic Youth audio movie, and I hope you liked it. That is going to be all for today's discussion, so it's time to go home. I hope you all have a good day, and I pray that it gets better if you aren't. This is the Stonish saying, goodbye, Yellow Brick Road.
Whisper to me softly, let your troubles float away. Kong ti pang gon tengai, tengai. I remember as a child, a girl, a lamb, Papa smile. I feel a place where to